Hey, Lacrosse fans, I'm Gabe Henderson, joined by Patrick Strawn, previewing our home game coverage of our Liberty Lacrosse games. And Pat, we both got on red today. Of course, we didn't plan this out, but let's get right into it. The Flames have University of Pitt this weekend. It's a midnight game. Those games are always fun. So just what are you expecting out of this game, just with the fans, just with the teams coming out here, Pitt, them coming into Lynchburg this weekend, just the whole ordeal?
Well, I think first off, you're going to get a fanfare because obviously that's always packed out when the midnight game comes out around for lacrosse fans. This will be the 7th year that the Flames are done it, and it's really been one of the talks of the MCLA. I mean, the coaching staff always talk about it. They always have teams, and they've done a good job of getting a different team each time for that game. But teams always want to play for it and play in that atmosphere, especially with this year. It's going to be on ESPN3, so that'll be huge too. But I expect probably a good, gritty game between two opponents that really are going to come to play and obviously put it all out there because Pitt's going to look to break that streak for the Flames. And also the Flames are kind of riding pretty high, climbing into the top 10 of the MCLA. So for them, they want to just keep the train rolling.
And the Flames are in the top 10. Pitt started out the year ranked in the top 25. Now that they fell out, now if they haven't had the best year they wanted, they're still a hot team, and they're still a team that's coming in here hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely dangerous, and I think for the Flames, can't underestimate them now that they, as you just said, even though they're not ranked anymore, they're definitely a team that could put it on you, and obviously we've seen in the past Flames, unfortunately, lose to teams that they probably should put a whooping on, and we even saw it against George Washington. After the first quarter, it's only 2-2 against a team that you think that you're a bit more offensively more stout than, and they finally get it together. I think the coaching staff lit a fire under the guys because they started rolling, really coming out with a 15-6 win, but they definitely want to come out fast and furious against these Pitt Panthers.
And you talked about the last game against George Washington. It took the Flames a while for them to get rolling, but behind Mateo Zampano, he has been on a roll as of late. So what's been your biggest takeaway just from his play these last game or so?
I think it's showing the maturation of him in his game, because more so because of the way that he's been able to develop. He was able to put up 4 goals against Georgia W, and then even against Michigan State, he made some key plays in that game as well. So definitely big for him. Finally starting to settle in, I think, with this attacking unit. And even as I said last time we did this video, Sam Gregory has been the one-man show. He's been the guy. Really had 8 points, 3 goals, 5 assists. Honestly, if you ask me, I think he's kind of follow that long list of Flames players that have won the SCLC Offensive Player of the Year. He's definitely putting himself right in the picture of winning that award this year.
Of course, after this weekend, Virginia Tech is on the horizon for the Flames, and Virginia Tech plays South Carolina, a team that beat Liberty at the beginning of the season. So what are you just expecting out of the Virginia Tech-South Carolina game, and how big is it for the Flames just to be able to come in here and get a solid win against Pitt this weekend?
I think for the Flames, yeah, you kind of don't want to look over the horizon and see like, all right, next week we're going to close out this season against Virginia Tech, our rival, because honestly, you don't want to do that, more so for the fact that because you do that, then you overlook Pitt. They could come in, as we said earlier, pull that upset, which we don't want, because you want to keep that train rolling and keep the momentum rolling and the habits that you started performing on good and consistent play. But for that game, I think for the Flames, and if you're a Flame fan, you want that to be not only a close game, but you kind of want the Hokies to pull away and come out on top against the Gamecocks, giving them their first loss, because that will still keep both teams in the top 10. Virginia Tech potentially would move up if they're able to beat them and then also beat George Washington. But as we said, this is one of the toughest years in the SCLC that we can probably think of recent memory, with 7 teams currently right now being ranked in the top 25. So you think about that, everyone going into the tournament is going to be ranked, and you obviously want to still, in case you can't win the conference, put yourself in a position to get that at-large bid.
Well, Patrick, there'll be some really good lacrosse games this weekend, starting with the Pitt Panthers here. Of course, it'll be Seafall weekend as well, so we're expecting a great crowd. The game will be broadcast on ESPN3 this weekend, so if you cannot join us here, be sure to join us online. For Patrick Strawn, I'm Gabe Henderson for LFSN, signing off.